Hello, I'm Meteorologist Chris Ramirez with the KHOU 11 weather team. We are still seeing most of those storms well off towards the east of us. We're seeing vast improvements in our forecast as we head throughout the rest of our morning. This is looking at the Galleria in downtown. Just cloudy skies. The rain has stopped for the most part, but we're going to have to do some cleanup with the wind damage reports that are now trickling into our newsroom. This is looking at the peak wind gusts here across southeast Texas. They got up to 62 miles an hour in Tomball. There's reports of some damage out in the Katy area, all thanks to those storm damage, those thunderstorm winds. But right now, as we look at the situation, mostly radar showing that heavy rainfall activity well off towards the east, moving over Louisiana. There is some lingering storms that are now moving into the Galveston area. So as we head throughout the rest of our morning, just keep in mind that we are going to be dealing with mostly clear conditions, but you might want to be extra careful as we're going to see some of that debris, some of those tree limbs, as well as possible trees itself in and around those roadways. So looking at the peak wind gusts, our local storm reports rather, we had a local storm report to wind gusts of about 71 miles an hour. That was a marine thunderstorm wind gust. That was in and around San Leon. Now we're seeing more of these storm reports now popping up across the area. There's been reports of a building that was had some major damage out in the Katy area. So we're getting more information on that. But right now, looking at the situation out in San Leon, we had those wind reports up to about 71 miles an hour, even Katy along the I-10 corridor. This severe thunderstorm damaged some buildings and also down utility lines and some business signs in and around the South Mason Road area. And just keep in mind that it only takes 45-mile-an-hour winds or higher to cause those power outages. And we're dealing with still a lot of folks that are not really going to see any that are dealing with power outages. But as we look at Futurecast, the good news is that we very well could still see some lingering showers up until the noon hour, but then mostly clear and quiet through this evening. We could see some specks of some showers through the next few hours, but other than that, we are going to be smooth sailing in terms of our forecast through the rest of our work week. We're not expecting any more rain chances after today. As we look at the next 12 hours, expect those high temps to be in the low 70s, mid 70s, all thanks to the rain that is currently moved through, but we still are dealing with some saturated grounds. And for that 7-day forecast, we're dealing with mostly quiet conditions. That rain chance has definitely diminished here across the Houston area, and we're going to be mostly quiet. Sunshine returns tomorrow, highs in the low 80s, mid 50s. We're also going to be dealing with an influx of dry air in place, and that's going to make it feel more comfortable outside. So that is some good news in terms of our forecast. It's just the cleanup that we're going to have to really focus on for the next few hours, as we had reports of storm damage from the storms that have came through early this morning. But looking at the situation, of course, our coastal areas dealing with that storm damage, and they're now dealing with the storm that's now moving through Lake City. This is the latest radar scan, as we're seeing some of those lingering showers and storms starting to pop into our area, especially our most populated areas, as we head into the next few hours. So I'm going to go ahead and look at what those peak wind gusts were. And this is all thanks to a low pressure system that has moved through the area. This is going to bring some dry air in place. Most of that severe weather activity is well over Louisiana, but we are still seeing some lingering showers in and around the Houston and Galveston area. So that's some good news in our forecast for the next few days. And we are just now seeing those storm damage reports and seeing the damage of possible buildings, trees down, power lines down, thanks to 70-plus-mile-an-hour winds. And of course, we're going to contact the National Weather Service to see if, I know folks were saying, oh, a tornado went through. We do not have confirmed if a tornado went through at all, but of course the National Weather Service usually goes out within the next day or two to do storm damage reports to see if that has happened. But it very well could be straight wind damage, as a straight line wind damage that we are dealing with these reports. But looking at the next few hours, the good news, mostly clear. The next 7 days looking fantastic as we head throughout the next few days. So lots of sunshine, highs in the low 80s, dry air in place, and we're going to remain mostly quiet as we head into next week. And as always, you can get the latest weather updates and the latest news information on the KHOU 11 app, and it's on KHOU.com.